All right. Hello and a warm welcome to all of our listeners. I'm Marcus, and this is our kickoff podcast here at GrowVC, at least in this format. These podcasts will feature topical discussion points, guests with valuable insight, interesting startup ventures, and so on. I'm here today with Jouko Ahvenainen and Valto Loikkanen, the founders of GrowVC, and I'll let you two introduce yourself now.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm Jouko Ahvenainen. I am co-founder at GrowVC, as Marcus mentioned, and my background is that I'm a serial entrepreneur, but I have been also seed investor in some companies. I'm now based in London, in the UK, but I have done business very much around the world, in Europe, in Asia, and also in the US.
Okay, so my name is Valto, and I'm a co-founder here in GrowVC with Jouko. And my background basically is also a naturally born entrepreneur, I like to say. So have been lived in an entrepreneurial family for my life, and started my first startup in '95 and that was about fashionable mobile phone covers, and since then I have also started several companies. I have worked and lived in US also for 4 years, and also done several years of business advisory for new startups and tackling problems in that area. Also involved with several startups myself. So that's the brief background.
Okay, thank you guys. And like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm Marcus, and I will serve as the narrator for these podcasts now and also in the future. And today's podcast, our schedule looks like, first we'll start up with a member highlight, feature a startup from the GrowVC community, and then we will move on to our discussion topic of the day, future of funding, as suggested by one of our followers. And this is a really, really broad subject, but we can see where the discussion goes. Now, starting off, the featured startup from the GrowVC community is Executive Mindshare, and they've already acquired quite a bit of interest from investors in the US. And here's their nutshell pitch. Executive Mindshare provide a comprehensive social network like LinkedIn and a news network like Dig, and they target a vertical market. So, let's start. Valto, what are your thoughts on Executive Mindshare?
Yeah, I think obviously it's part of the very crowded business area, social networks. But I think that their concept is at least very clearly focused, that they are aiming for the verticals. I mean, our own network could also be considered as a social network, but that's just something that we have to have around our service. I think there is possibly somewhat untapped market in I mean, even if Facebook have 400 million users and LinkedIn some I think, is it less than 100 million at least anyway, that there's still, on top of those people, there is a big number of people that are not in those social networks. So I mean, in any social network, it really comes down to what is the value proposal for the users in the service, and whether there is actual if the member community can be built around the values that are provided. So it very much depends on the matter of execution. But it definitely is a crowded market, and services like if there's very basic features, then also services like Ning that enable anyone to start a social network very easily. I mean, that is a very competitive market.
Yes, I very much agree with that. My personal background is that I have worked also with some other services linked to social networking area, and definitely nowadays there are a lot of different kind of players, and I think that there are still opportunities to make different kind of, for example, very targeted services. And a fact is that for example, many executive level people are not so willing to use yet. And I think that there are some people, for example, on that level who hesitate to go to public networks. So that in that way, I feel that there are opportunities, but it is really important that they really focus on their own area. And I think that from investor point of view, it's really the best time of the social networks are over in that way that I think that it was already over a couple of years ago, and now you must be really careful if you are investor and you want to invest in a social networking service, that you must really understand that what is the company, what is the capability to execute, and how it can be different, and how it can compete against these already very important players. So that I think that the only message from me is that if you want to be in the social networking business, you must be really unique, and hopefully you have also a model to monetize.
Yes, those are very good points. And I was just looking at the executive mindshare profile on GrowVC, and they've apparently got most of their funding already from investors. So they must really have a unique concept. At least, like you said, the focus is really important. So we'll keep our eyes open for the future of executive mindshare, and then we can interestedly await where they're gonna end up in the future.
Yeah, I just shortly would like to add that I could assume that there's a lot more information available with them that is not currently visible in our service, what they are trying to communicate also on the activity stream. So anyone that is interested to hear about them, I should definitely be in contact with them and see how are they getting these other people on board at the moment, because if it still is something that could definitely be closing their round, but that's them. It's up to them. So
yeah, I just would like to add that it's the same for all companies who are in our service. That of course they cannot and they won't. They are not willing to tell everything in the in this plan. But I think that the main point is that you must have something that stop the reader or stop the investor to think that this is something interesting. I really want to know more about this company because it sounds like a good opportunity. And it's easy to say, but I think that is the main point, that when you make the plan to our service, you must have some concrete points that really can stop people to think that this is something exciting. And after that, people are also willing to contact you, find more information, and really start to find if it's a good opportunity.
Yes, those are really, really good additional points there. Now, do you have any last-minute opinions or remarks on executive mindshare, or should we just move on? I'll take that as a let's move on. So we can now proceed to our main discussion points, the really broad subject of the future of funding.